I shouldn't have done that. The light just went off. They knew what was coming, right, Tim? They knew what was coming. No, they have the worst ratings they've ever had. The thing is dying. You know why? Because they're not truthful. They're not truthful. They're really not. By the way, did Tim Scott make a great speech? Yes, sir. I don't know if he likes it when I say this, but it's so meant as such a compliment because he's such a fine man. He ran, and he ran okay. He was okay. He was okay. He's a respected guy, but he ran, and he did fine. And then when he got out, he endorsed me, and he's a surrogate. He's the greatest surrogate I've ever seen. This guy went from modest, high-quality man, introducing his mother, who's incredible, by the way. But I said, Tim, I called him up. He took everybody. He had like 5 of the worst human beings interviewing him, trying to hit me. He said, Donald Trump did this, he did that, he did criminal justice reform, he did things. And by the time he finished with them, they just wanted to get off the set. And I said, he's a much better representative for me than he is a representative for himself. And it's true. And that's a great compliment. And you know why? Because he's a high-quality person. He doesn't like talking about himself. It's true. It's true. I love it. No, I came into arena 3 weeks ago, big arena. You know, we won in Iowa in a record. You know, Nikki, this guy, Nikki, she loses to Biden in virtually every poll. She has one poll that's so old now, the paper is turning, and nobody ever heard of the poll. She loses to Biden in all the polls. But forget that. This guy, he's far more interesting. So, we won Iowa in a landslide in a record, the likes of which has never been seen. In fact, we took the record and they doubled it. We won by that margin. We then went to New Hampshire. We got more votes than anybody in the history of New Hampshire, the New Hampshire primaries, which they've been around a long time. And I heard Nikki today said, yeah, I lost 2. No, she lost 4. Because she lost the Virgin Islands, which she tried like hell to get. We won that too. A lot of people don't know that. But then we went to Nevada, and she was campaigning against candidate unknown. It was candidate unknown was me, because I was in the caucus, not in the primary. She should have been in the caucus too, but she didn't want to be because of the poll numbers, which were terrible. I got 99.6% of the vote. 99.6. And then in the primary, the candidate unknown, which probably I think people thought I was the candidate unknown, beat her by 60%. Beat her. But she said she only lost 2, but that's... And she's going to have a very bad day tomorrow because she's not a nice person. She's not a nice person. But we were in Iowa and then in New Hampshire, and I saw this we had a big arena like this, and I heard the people going crazy, and I heard some guy screaming, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. I said, who's that? They said, it's Tim Scott. I said, that guy's unbelievable. So anyway, well, we love Tim Scott, and you're lucky to have him in your state. Right? Right, Henry? Thank you. Thank you, Tim. It was a great honor. Actually, it was a great honor. That was one of the few endorsements I wanted to get, and we did get it, and it's a great honor to have it, Tim. We appreciate it. And he did a good job today also, by the way, because I heard that one too. So, Nikki's gone, and we're not going to spend a lot of time on it, but I guess I have an obligation. I mean, we have an election tomorrow. Front row Joes, I have to at least mention for a couple of seconds, right? Then we're going to get on to more important things like how to make America great again, okay? But Nikki has actually gone very far left. She's very rude. Do you notice that? I don't like to say that, but she's very rude. But because of her Democrat donors, she's working for Democrat donors, and all she's trying to do is inflict pain on us so they can win in November. We're not going to let that happen. We're not going to let it happen. And she's not really attacking me. She's really attacking the Republican Party, and that's not a good thing to do. So a vote for Nikki Haley tomorrow is a vote for Joe Biden this November. That's all you're doing, is you're voting for crooked Joe Biden. A vote for Trump is a vote to fire crooked Joe and put America first and make America great again. That's what it is. And the reason they're fighting so hard for Nikki is that the radical left Democrats want Nikki Haley because they know she's easy to beat, and all the polls are showing that. She's the easiest one to beat. She's much easier than Tim would have been. She's much easier than many of our good Republican candidates would have been. She wants to gut Medicare and Social Security. You know, she wants to raise the retirement age of Social Security, and she can deny it all she wants, but she wants to raise it by 10 years. And she gave land away to China, and in the recent amnesty bill, Nikki sided with Joe Biden and the open borders maniacs, while I sided with the American people. I like that much better. And as I told you before, or at least indicated, I gave her the job at the United Nations 90% for one reason, because I wanted that man, Henry McMaster, and maybe more importantly, his wife, Peggy, to be the governor and first lady of the great state of South Carolina. And they have been unbelievable. They have been unbelievable. And just in finalizing it out, but this, because this is kryptonite, Mitt Romney is kryptonite. You know, a certain senator, a very, very good senator, I won't mention names, but I backed him and he took a tremendous lead. And then time went by, and 3 months later I said, by the way, how's he doing in a certain great state? And they said, sir, he's up by 40. And then 40 points, that's a lot. That means it's over. And then a month went by, I said, everything okay out there? No, sir, he's actually down by 2 points. I said, he lost 42 points? What happened? Well, people said he was friends with Mitt Romney. I said, Mitt Romney is kryptonite. You can't be friends. So I found out it wasn't true, and I went on a rampage, and we ended up getting him elected. He won quite easily. We had to convince people that he was not friends with Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney is a disaster for the Republican Party, and now he's gone. You know, we're getting rid of a lot of these people that are so bad. And you remember the clip when she was at a podium, and she actually was with Romney and somebody named, I'm sure you haven't heard of him, Barack Hussein Obama. Have you ever? Right? Barack Hussein Obama. You ever hear, remember Rush? Rush Limbaugh, the great Rush, can never be replaced. Sean Hannity told me that he can never be replaced, Rush Limbaugh. But he used to talk about Obama. He wasn't too friendly to Obama. But he'd always introduce him, ladies and gentlemen, Barack Hussein Obama. He would scream that middle name out. And we do miss Rush, don't we, though? We gave him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, right? Mr. Wall over there, stand up. The nicest suit I think I've ever seen. Remember, I built 571 miles of wall, and we were going to, that's far more than I said. We had the safest border in history. Now we have the worst border in history, but every time I look, he's at a lot. What number is this for you? Well, we love you, man. It's great. You're great. Right. It's in the hundreds, I believe. It's a lot. Then he's probably like a very successful professional guy. I'm going to find out. But we have fun. Like these guys come to football games. They're solid citizens, and then they come out in, you know, gear and names all over the football. I say, what's going on? But in his case, he's not rooting for a team of football players. He's rooting for America, right? Right? So if you want a president who puts America first and defeat Nikki Haley, you got to go out and vote. Got to send the signal tomorrow. Got to get up. Got to vote. Fire Crooked Joe and elect your favorite president, Donald J. Trump. That's me. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. This is a hell of a nice arena. This is big. Upon taking office, I will end Joe Biden's war on American energy, cancel his ban on exporting American natural gas, and we will quite simply drill, baby, drill. I will revoke China's most favored nation's trade status, and we will impose stiff penalties on China and other trade abusers. They are a tremendous trade abuser. I get along with them very well, but a tremendous abuser. Remember this, no other president did nothing to China. They would walk away with $509 billion a year. It's just a terrible. I took in hundreds of billions of dollars in taxes and tariffs from China. We will once again live by the maxim of the Trump administration, buy American and hire American. And to protect South Carolina workers, I will pass the Trump Reciprocal Trade Act. You know what that is, right? If China or any other country makes us pay a tariff of, let's say, 100 or 200 or even 300%, and they do that, we will make them pay a reciprocal, identical tariff of 100 or 200 or 300% right back. It's called you screw us and we screw you. Very simple. As tariffs on foreign countries go up, taxes on American workers and families will come down very substantially. You know, last night I was making a speech in a very nice area. I was going, and we were in Tennessee, and a man came up to me. He owned a big metal company, collects metal and manufactures metal. And he had tears in his eyes, strong guy. You could see he's lifted plenty of steel. But he came up to me and he said, "Sir, I just want to thank you. You saved my life. You saved my company. My company was ready to die in 2016, and then you put up those tariffs on China steel. They were dumping steel all over the place. I was dying. All the steel companies were dying. Wow. She must be in the steel business." But he said what you did was so incredible. And I saw him in the audience when I was speaking. That was before. And I said, "Well, do you want to come up here?" He said, "Yeah." He got up and he was in tears. He said, "What you did with the tariffs, I put a 25 and 50% tariff on steel coming in, and it totally saved this company, saved the industry, and a lot of other things. A lot of very good things happened because they want to put you out of business, and then they want to have a monopoly on steel and lots of other things." It's no wonder Joe Biden and his thugs are so desperate to stop us. They know that we are the only ones who can stop them, and they know that. That's why they are weaponizing law enforcement for high-level election interference. That's what they're doing right now. It's all, look at Fani, F-A-N-I. It should be pronounced Fanny. Fanny.
My trailer is a double wide.
Fani. They say she gets very upset if you call her Fanny. F-A-N-I. She fell in love with the person that, long before this started, he got paid almost $1 million. He never did it before. They love to talk about disinformation and democracy. They talk about disinformation. They talk about threat to democracy. But they're the threat to democracy.